This is News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Live at 4. Hope you had a nice weekend. Today is being called Black Monday as stocks have fallen across the board.
We'll have more on that coming up in the show, but first, Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington is here with your first warn forecast, and we have some severe weather possible, Alex.
Yes, Brady, Susan, southern Wisconsin, the potential is there for 2 rounds of thunderstorms this evening. Some of these could be severe. Right now, nothing out there on radar 3000 across Dane County, but out here on the patio, it's soupy, it's muggy, it's humid. We've got the fuel for those showers and thunderstorms, and where we're watching for round number 1 is off towards the northwest over northern Iowa and southern Minnesota. There's the potential of a weather watch being issued in this area where thunderstorms will quickly fire or could quickly fire here over the next couple of hours and then move off towards the south and towards the east into southern Wisconsin. Future track showing that. Let's go through this slowly here. Look at these thunderstorms possibly popping up over southwestern Wisconsin, moving over towards the Madison area. There is a possibility that these storms may not form because we have a bit of a lid, a bit of a cap on the atmosphere. Hopefully that keeps those storms from not forming. The better threat for thunderstorms, some severe with heavy rainfall, comes later tonight as another line of thunderstorms forms over southern Minnesota, northern Iowa, western Wisconsin, and that line is expected to move across southern Wisconsin later this evening going into the overnight period. We have a 2 out of 5 risk of severe weather across southern Wisconsin. That's nothing to shake your head at. We have all threats possible this evening, including a possibility of a few isolated tornadoes if we get those few thunderstorms to pop up over southern Wisconsin early this evening. Coming up in Maine weather, we will track again using Future Track those 2 rounds of thunderstorms and how much rain we could get overnight.
Thank you, Alex. A major drop in stock markets worldwide is furthering fears of a recession, but many experts are advising to stay calm.
Jared Hill looks at what's behind the sell-off and has advice for 401k investors.
Stocks nosedived as soon as the opening bell rang. The Dow sank more than 1,000 points in seconds Monday, with tech and bank stocks hit hard. The turbulence on Wall Street follows a major sell-off worldwide. Japan's Nikkei index plummeted for a second day, marking the worst 2-day decline ever.
Japan is definitely the market being affected the most, but there are also other tech-savvy markets such as South Korea and Taiwan.
The global decline stems from Friday's U.S. jobs report, which showed hiring slowing more than expected and the unemployment rate jumping to 4.3%. Consumer spending drives the economy, and there are also signs that Americans are dialing back after McDonald's and Starbucks reported slowing sales.
And all of a sudden, we started to worry that maybe consumers are under pressure, the job market isn't as strong. Then we get this generalized fear that the economy is slowing down, maybe headed into a recession.
That fear has many Wall Street traders looking to sell. But CBS News business analyst Joe Schlesinger says the average person shouldn't overreact.
If you are a long-term investor, take a deep breath. It is very scary, I get it. But if you're investing for decades in the future, even if you're 60 years old, you stay still, you do nothing. You try to maintain your game plan.
The market unrest has many experts questioning why the Federal Reserve didn't cut interest rates at last week's meeting, which could have given the economy a boost. Analysts now expect a significant cut at the next meeting in September. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
And we are taking an even deeper look into this issue. Coming up later on Live at 4, we are talking with a UW-Madison School of Business professor about what this means for you. Well, new legislation passed by the Senate last week intends to protect children from the dangers of social media.
Our Maddie Heimch has the details on the bipartisan bill and what it means for parents and kids. Maddie?
Yeah, Susan, Brady, the Kids Online Safety Act is the first piece of major legislation passed on children and the internet since 1998. That's years before Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or even the iPhone existed. But what actual steps can be taken to ensure minors are safe online? Dr. Megan Moreno, UW Health Kids adolescent health expert, says much of it has to do with the algorithm.
One thing that kids do when they're online is they explore and they click around and they look for different things. And if advertisers can track what they've clicked on, it can help them to deliver content that might really nudge kids or persuade them in certain directions.
Dr. Moreno says it's that pushing in certain directions that takes young, impressionable users out of the driver's seat online. The legislation also asks that advertisements are more controlled and that when accounts are created on sites like Instagram, they're automatically made private and not public. When the Senate voted on the bill last week, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said the law isn't an automatic fix, but it does provide guardrails for vulnerable kids in an online world.
Maddie, thank you. Police arrested a woman for allegedly running away from officers and a fourth offense OWI last night. Wisconsin State Patrol troopers attempted to pull the woman over on East Broadway near the Beltline Animal Hospital at about 11:30. But she refused to stop, and officers chased her going west on the Beltline. Speeds reached more than 100 miles an hour before officers had to give up the pursuit. Local officers then found the vehicle going east, deployed spike strips, and arrested the woman after her vehicle crashed near the Monona ramp. She's been charged with felony fleeing and eluding, OWI, and several traffic violations.
Well, all of us here in Wisconsin will head to the polls 1 week from tomorrow.
And there is a lot to vote on, including an intense congressional primary in western Wisconsin. Political reporter Will Keneally shows us. Will?
Well, that's right. The 3rd Congressional District covers a large portion of western Wisconsin, including Grant and Richland counties in our viewing area here. Now, it's a top target for Democrats heading into the fall election. They held that seat for decades until Republican Derek Van Orden won that seat last cycle. Now they're trying to win it back from that first-term congressman. Now, 3 candidates who will face each other in next week's Democratic primary: Rebecca Cook, Katrina Shankland, and Eric Wilson. Now, this could be one of the state's most competitive congressional races as Democrats try to make gains in the House this fall. Now, Democrats on the ground here in Wisconsin were critical of national Democratic campaign efforts for giving up on that seat in 2022.
Will, thank you. Vice President Kamala Harris is on the verge of announcing who she wants to join her on the Democratic ticket for the White House. Harris is expected to pick one of these 6 men to join her on the Democratic ticket, and she plans to announce her choice tomorrow morning, just in time for a new running mate to join her for a campaign swing through 7 battleground states, including Wisconsin. A new CBS News poll now shows Harris statistically tied with former President Trump in those battlegrounds. Trump has a lead over Harris when it comes to the economy.
Donald Trump still has a big edge on that, just like he did against Joe Biden.
Trump has been posting about the markets dropping on social media throughout the day today, including this one saying simply Trump cash versus Kamala crash.
When we return, we have Dr. Zorba Pastor in the studio to talk about the benefits of lifting weights in your 60s.
And in under 15 minutes, we'll talk about our Stuff the Bus this year, how you can help all kids in our area get ready for a successful start to the school year. That's when Live at 4 continues.
When treating shoulder pain, I think one of the most important things that we need to do is listen to our patients. Most times, just listening to the patient, letting them explain what's been bothering them, I'm able to help confirm a diagnosis.
I'm running to fight for an America where the economy works for working people, where you only have to work one job to pay the bills, and where hard work is rewarded, where reproductive rights are not just protected by the Constitution of the United States, but guaranteed in every state, because that's our America. And that's the America I believe in.
FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Owning my own home is nice. You can just come home knowing that it's yours. It's a sense of pride, sense of ownership, and enjoying it with everyone I love and care for.
Make a lasting impact on local families in need. Please donate today.
The Sun Prairie Sweet Corn Festival runs August 14th through the 18th. The famous 80 tons of steamed corn, rolled in butter and lightly salted, is served Saturday and Sunday only. Visit sunprairiecornfest.com for complete details and hotel discounts.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Take on outdoor cleaning projects easily with Snapper pressure washers. They're portable and perfect for driveways, fencing, outdoor furniture, and vehicles. Powered by a reliable Briggs & Stratton engine and featuring multiple spray tips so you can get every job done right. Head to Menards and get a Snapper pressure washer starting at $279.99 after 11% rebate at Menards. America's #1 home improvement retailer for customer satisfaction.
Save big money at Menards. Right now, pet dander, skin cells, mold spores, pollen, and dirt are being sucked into your air ducts. Get cleaner air and system efficiency now with Stanley Steamer. For over 75 years, we've continually engineered our equipment and processes to deep clean your entire home. Your air ducts aren't clean until they're Stanley Steamer clean.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
We've all seen these ads by Senator Baldwin attacking me. She's lying to you. But that's what career politicians do when they get in trouble. The truth? I was born and live in Wisconsin. I've never run a nursing home, and of course I believe seniors should vote. The false attacks are going to keep coming because she has nothing to run on. Her record has failed us on inflation, the border, and crime. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message for this reason. It's time for change.
Donate blood at Stoughton Health's upcoming blood drive on August 16th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. The event will be hosted at our Community Health and Wellness Center. Sign up online at bloodcenter.org.
Well, the first of many lawsuits has been settled in Hawaii after wildfires killed 103 people last year. Details of the settlement are not readily available, but officials say the parties in the lawsuit reached a $4 billion settlement. An attorney for those affected says, "We are under no illusions this will make Maui whole." But Hawaii's Governor Josh Green says this is one of the first steps to help local residents rebuild their lives. More than 600 lawsuits have been filed over the August 8th wildfires that left 12,000 people out of their homes and more than 100 dead.
President Biden and Vice President Harris convened their national security team in the Situation Room today to talk about developments in the Middle East. The region is bracing for Iran to retaliate against Israel for the assassination of Hamas and Hezbollah leaders. The United States is sending more warships to the Middle East due to the possibility of escalation by Iran. Some Israelis are protesting against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, but he remains defiant.
He's gone completely rogue, intent on igniting a regional war, defying the military, defying President Biden.
In Gaza, bombs continue to fall and global pressure mounts on Israel after a hospital and school were hit over the weekend, killing at least 5 and injuring dozens more. There is a lot to celebrate as Team USA experiences triumph after triumph at the Paris Olympics. Kristen Faulkner won gold and is the first American to win the women's road race in 40 years. That's Noah Lyles. He sprinted the 100-meter leaning across the finish line. It was one of the closest finishes in Olympic history and literally winning by a nose. And that's Bobby Fink. He set a new world record in the 1,500-meter freestyle. Overall, the U.S. is inching closer to China for the gold medal count in the Olympics. China holds the lead with 21 gold, but the United States still has the most medals overall with 19 gold, 29 silver, and 28 bronze. Australia is moving up the list with 13 gold, 11 silver, and 8 bronze. Well, now to an update on a story that we brought you last week about a girl who rescued a wild raccoon.
And we want to take another opportunity to tell you some of the reasons to avoid actually doing the same. Kyle Pozorski joins us. Kyle?
Yeah, guys, like we said last week, taking a wild raccoon like the girl we featured is prohibited under state law, and we've gotten some feedback from viewers and wanted to share a few more details as to why to avoid doing this. According to the Wisconsin DNR, possession of a captive wildlife is regulated, including taking, transporting, selling, introducing, and releasing, amongst many others. And the only people who are allowed to do so with wildlife are licensed professionals. And in this case, it would require a person to have a rehabilitation license. And we do want to thank everyone who has reached out over the past week about this story, sharing those concerns. And again, if we weren't clear before, do not take wildlife out of the wild and follow all local and state laws.
All right, Kyle, thank you. To weather now, you're taking a live look at Englewood Beach Club in Florida. This is just south of Tampa as Category 1 Hurricane Debbie makes landfall. Officials expect the storm to last several days. It could cause historic flooding in Georgia and South Carolina. 250,000 people are out of power right now in Florida, and sadly 4 people have been killed, including 2 children.
And let's get a look at your first warn forecast. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington is here, and we are expecting some severe weather ourselves.
Yes, indeed. We'll also want to make mention here to the folks in the southeast United States. The first warn weather team, our thoughts are with you as Hurricane Debbie is downgraded to a tropical storm. But the biggest threat with any hurricane, you might think it's the winds, it's the water, it's the storm surge, it's the rain, and there's the potential over portions of Georgia going up into South Carolina of upwards of 20 to 30 inches of rain as Debbie moves off towards the north and towards the east. Now, we do have our own severe weather threat, again, across southern Wisconsin. Our temperatures help to tell the story. In the mid-80s over southwestern Wisconsin to the lower 70s to the north, we have a warm front and a front draped right across southern Wisconsin as we speak right now. Even here in Dane County, there's a bit of a difference to temperatures. 82 in Belleville to the upper 70s over the northern part of Dane County. It's still muggy out there. I was just out on the patio. Dew points near 70. That's soupy. That's tropical. We have plenty of energy for thunderstorms this evening. Alert day conditions are expected tonight. We could possibly see 2 rounds of thunderstorms, and I'll explain here what those 2 rounds are all about. Nothing right now in Dane County proper. As we move off towards the north and towards the west, we're keeping an eye over northern Iowa and southern Minnesota for both rounds 1 and 2. Round 1 may prompt a watch of some sort over northern Iowa and southern Minnesota, and it's those thunderstorms that are going to likely move towards the south and towards the east. Here's that round 1 potential as we head towards 7, 8, 9 o'clock. A couple of isolated storms across southwestern and south central Wisconsin. These could be supercell thunderstorms along that warm front. The rotating storms that do have the potential of producing some tornadoes. So I do want to make that very clear. There is a potential for tornadoes for areas Madison and points off towards the south and towards the west, at least through the early to mid-evening hours. Good news would be we have a lid on the atmosphere. We call it a cap. This lid, think of a simmering pot. If that lid can't pop, we might not get this first round of thunderstorms, and that would be great news for southern Wisconsin. I don't think we're going to be as lucky, though, with round 2. That looks quite likely. Widespread showers and thunderstorms 12, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. These storms, the biggest threat, heavy rainfall, but a couple of these could produce gusty winds, damaging winds, perhaps some large hail, with a few of these storms lasting 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Repeated bouts of storms. Training of storms. Check out Channel 3000's Facebook. I posted a video on what training of storms are. They can bring the flooding potential to the area. 2 out of 5 risk of severe weather, really all of southern Wisconsin for all hazards, although the tornado risk goes down once we get mid to late evening hours. That's only early in the evening. And areas from, let's say, Dodgeville to Boscobel, Madison, and points north, 1, 2, maybe 3 inches of rainfall tonight. Areas to the south towards the Wisconsin-Illinois border in southwestern Wisconsin need to be really clear. You may miss out on this heavy rainfall. And I know some of you have been reaching out to me saying, we could use a little bit of rain. You probably just don't need 3 inches of rain. And that's certainly a possibility from Iowa County, Dane County, over towards Watertown and points to the north tonight with those repeated bouts of showers and storms. Recap on the threats here. The flooding threat, the wind threat, and the hail threats are the highest. The tornado threat is the lowest. Once we get past this storm, our temperatures cool on down, and the rest of the week is looking quiet for a change. That will be lovely.
Oh, that is good news, Alex. Thank you.
Well, it is never too late to start lifting weights.
That's right. And now there is even more research that shows lifting weights in your 60s and 70s can provide major health benefits for older people. Dr. Zorba Pastor is back in the studio with us. Hi, Zorba.
Good to be here.
Hello.
Now, this is especially beneficial for maintaining your leg strength.
Right.
Why is that so important?
Well, first of all, if our leg strength isn't good, we tend to fall. When we tend to fall, we break our hip, we break our pelvis, we tend to become become disabled. So leg strength is really important. And this study is interesting. It looked at people 70 years of age and older, not people in their 50s or 60s, and followed them over a 4-year period and discovered that people who did resistance training with their legs or weight training were less likely to fall, more likely to feel good, more likely to be healthy. And so I think it's important to really do that as part of the exercise that you do in life.
Yeah, and people don't need to be bodybuilders. Just
oh, by no means. That's right. We're not talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger weights. We're also talking about resistance training that you can do with bands, which you can do with very light weights that you can put on your feet, where you strengthen your feet. But these people did it for 1 year. So some people did usual exercise for a year, some people mild training, and some people just aerobics. And it turned out leg strength is an important issue. And this goes with another study that was done fairly recently that showed that women often don't do strength training, and they should.
Well, what about older women, postmenopausal women, who already have a little bit of bone loss?
Absolutely.
Can this reverse that?
Critically important. Well, it reverses the risk that they're going to fall down and fracture their hip. So does it reverse bone loss? Probably a bit, but you're less likely to fall down and fracture your hip if your legs are strong. So I think it's important for us when we think about our exercise, not to just go out and jog or run or do aerobics, but think about strength training. And this was in 70-year-olds and older.
That's
so it wasn't just for young people, it was for people who are older.
Yeah, and I'm sure you know it's good to have exercise and weight training a part of your life throughout, but can you start at a later age anytime?
Yeah, well that's a very good point. The earlier you start, maybe the more you'll get, but as soon as you stop doing it, you begin to lose muscle mass. And when you're older, no matter what you do, you tend to lose muscle mass. So when you're older, it's even more important than when you're younger to actually do that. But the answer is yes, it's never too late to start.
How do you know how much to do, like how much weight?
Oh, that's always a good question. Well, you sort of pay attention. First of all, if you have a question, you ask your doctor, ask a physical therapist, ask a trainer, but you just kind of use your brain, go to the,
you can feel it,
feel it and see what you're doing. Probably 5 or 10 minutes a day can make a difference at the beginning, and then you build it up like anything else. And you know, I always go to YouTube University when I'm looking at something.
Great.
That's right.
Right.
And I would look up strength training. Bob and Brad, they are physical therapists on YouTube University. That's what I like to call them. And they often give good advice.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Yeah, incorporate, do what you can. Start off slow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Start with the milk jugs, whatever works.
That's right. Exactly.
Thank you, Zorba. Great to see you.
Good to be here.
Just after the break, we are stuffing the bus.
And we'll be offering some back-to-school shopping tips and ways to acclimate new students into a new school year. I can't believe we're even talking about that. Jalen Banks will join us live when Live at 4 continues.
Welcome to Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. Active seniors 55 plus will enjoy our new luxury apartments, professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Demery today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
This is America's border czar, and she's failed us. Under Harris, over 10 million illegally here. 250,000 Americans dead from fentanyl. Brutal migrant crimes. And ISIS now here.
Do you have any plans to visit the border? You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. I mean, I don't understand the point that you're making.
Kamala Harris, failed, weak, dangerously liberal.
When it's hot, all you want is some relief. Relief from the heat outside, relief from sleepless nights, and relief from big electric bills. Even your air conditioning unit needs some relief. So when you wrap your home with our premium injection foam, it's like putting your entire house in a cooler. It keeps the hot air out, the cool air in, and your electric bills lower. And right now, when we foam your walls, we'll insulate your attic for free.
USA Insulation.
After careful review of medical guidance and research on pain relief, my recommendation is simple. Every home should have Salon Paws. Powerful, yet non-addictive. Targeted and long-lasting. I recommend Salon Paws. It's good medicine.
Right now, we're running our 60-60-60 sale, so when you purchase your new concrete coating, you get a $60 Visa gift card plus either 60% off installation or 60-month no-interest financing. This is one of our best deals of the year, so visit our website or call the number for your new floor today.
Get up to 57% off list. The anniversary sale at Slumberland Furniture ends soon. Big deals, lots of big deals. Like this sleek sofa for just $6.98. Sit back and relax in a Lazy Boy recliner for just $4.99. This ultra cozy reclining sectional, just $12.95. Plus, totally free doorstep shipping. And a 365-night sleep guarantee on mattresses. It's the final days of the huge anniversary sale at Slumberland.
I became a nurse to make lives better. Today, that's hard to do because of the open border. I've seen firsthand the damage that Kamala Harris caused as our country's borders are. Hospitals everywhere are overwhelmed, and American patients are paying the price. My patients are covering the healthcare costs for people here illegally while their own care is jeopardized. Kamala Harris is weak and dangerous.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Welcome to Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. Active seniors 55 plus will enjoy our new luxury apartments, professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Demery today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
Well, as the new school year approaches, we're kicking off our annual back-to-school drive. We once again hope to stuff the bus with essential supplies to make sure that all local kids get a successful start to the school year.
Yeah, that's right. News 3 Now and the Boys and Girls Clubs of Dane County are partnering to collect donations and school supplies for students in need. Jalen Banks joins us now with a closer look at how you can help. Hey, Jalen.
Good evening, Brady and Susan. I'm joined this evening with Renee Sigel, Assistant VP of Education for the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County, out here for the first day of Stuff the Bus. Renee, just tell me, how are things going so far today with school supplies and people showing up and things of that nature?
Yeah, thank you. Things are off to a really great start. We kicked off our back-to-school drive as of today, and we have our bus here at the Metcalf parking lot right outside of Target, and we definitely have seen some people come through to drop off some supplies. And we're inviting our community members, our friends, our family, and our supporters to come on down and help us fill this bus.
All right, well, sounds good. Just tell me, with your work in education, how important and vital is it for students and faculty to have what they need going into the school year?
Absolutely. We know working in education how important it is for our students to be set up for success. That means that first day of school, looking good, feeling good, and having all the supplies that they need to accomplish their academics for the year.
All right, well, sounds good. Thank you so much, Renee. We'll be out here for the rest of the evening through our 5 and 6 shows. Stuff the Bus runs through August 16th, which is next Friday. You can find all the information online on our website at channel3000.com. For now, I'm going to send it back to Brady and Susan in the studio. Reporting live in Madison, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
All right, Jalen, thank you. We're looking forward to seeing how it gets more and more full. Heading back to school can be an exciting time for families, of course, but it can also be challenging for some young kids. Dr. Valerie Truesdale is a member of the Goddard School's Educational Advisory Board, and she offered these tips for families. If the school is new, visit it starting with the playground. That's a very good idea. It can help calm a child's worries. Establish bedtime and wake-up times well before the first day of school. Talk about the first day with your kids to prepare them emotionally and help them understand expectations. And once school starts, expect the unexpected as children adjust to changes that they'll need emotional support and encouragement.
I was always nervous on the first day of school. Were you?
Oh, I couldn't wait. I was one of those kids. I laid out my clothes 3 days in advance.
Yeah,
I loved
you were ready to
the
go.
First day of school, yes.
Oh, I could have used you in my corner then.
I would have been.
Oh, in just a few minutes, what happens in open races during elections?
When we come back, the city of Madison is looking for public input on a referendum for the upcoming election. We'll have the details in just a minute.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
My mental health was better, but uncontrollable movements called TD, tardive dyskinesia, started disrupting my day.
TD felt embarrassing. I felt like disconnecting. I asked my doctor about treating my TD and learned about Ingrezza.
Ingrezza is clinically proven for reducing TD. Most people saw results in just 2 weeks. People taking Ingrezza can stay on most mental health meds. Only #1 prescribed Ingrezza has simple dosing for TD. Always 1 pill once daily. Ingrezza can cause depression, suicidal thoughts, or actions in patients with Huntington's disease. Pay close attention to and call your doctor if you become depressed, have sudden changes in mood, behaviors, feelings, or have thoughts of suicide. Don't take Ingrezza if you're allergic to its ingredients. Ingrezza may cause serious side effects including angioedema, potential heart rhythm problems, and abnormal movements. Report fevers, stiff muscles, or problems thinking, as these may be life-threatening. Sleepiness is the most common side effect.
Take control by asking your doctor about Ingrezza.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
I'm the proud son of a single mom.
My mom worked nights to provide for us.
My mom worked 80 hours a week.
But Eric Hovde thinks if you have a single mom, you're going to be poor or a drug addict?
That is a direct path to a life of poverty. It leads to higher drug rates.
That just shows Eric Hovde is ignorant.
Come on, I'm successful today because of my mom.
I learned my work ethic from my mom, my single mom.
What is wrong with this guy?
With Sweeto Metal Roofing, you get quality metal roofs installed by the best in the business. A metal roof means no fading, no storm repairs, true sustainability, and lower energy bills.
Sweeto Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
The Sun Prairie Sweet Corn Festival runs August 14th through the 18th. The famous 80 tons of steamed corn, rolled in butter and lightly salted, is served Saturday and Sunday only. Visit sunprairiecornfest.com for complete details and hotel discounts.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Well, if you've been outside today, you can probably feel there is something brewing out there, and today's weather words are a stormy night ahead. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington is keeping an eye on things. He joins us from the patio. Alex?
Brady, yes, you can feel that electricity, that vibe outside, that thickness to the air. That's that humidity, the fuel for thunderstorms. We're expecting the potential for several rounds of thunderstorms tonight across all of southern Wisconsin. Some of these storms could be severe, and heavy rainfall for much of southern Wisconsin is likely. Dane County right now, nothing on radar 3000, but that is likely going to change here most certainly by later this evening. But we're also keeping an eye out to the northwest for round number 1. There's the potential for a severe weather watch, according to the Storm Prediction Center, possibly being issued for northern Iowa and southern Minnesota for thunderstorms that are likely to pop up, or could pop up, I should say, along a warm front. Future track showing that line of thunderstorms, or those few storms. Watch this as we head towards 6, 7, 8 o'clock. Notice those few isolated thunderstorms popping up over southwestern and portions of south central Wisconsin. These thunderstorms pop up, they could pose that threat for a few isolated tornadoes, and then the bigger line of thunderstorms moving in later in the evening that carries on through the overnight period. Slight risk of severe weather. That tornado risk is not negligible over southwestern Wisconsin this evening. The wind risk, the hail risk, and the heavy rain threat are the main features as we head into the overnight hours. How much rain can you expect? I'll show you in a couple minutes.
All right, Alex, thank you. The city of Madison is looking for public input on the potential referendum questions.
Merrill Hubbard is here to talk about what the referendum could mean for people in Madison. Merrill?
Yeah, Brady and Susan, with the upcoming elections, there is a lot to keep up with. Today, we are going to focus on a possible city referendum that will let the city levy $22 million a year beyond the revenue limits set by the state. Here's what you need to know. The referendum raises $22 million in additional revenue through property taxes. The cost for the average homeowner will be an additional $20 per month. The Common Council will be voting on August 20th on the referendum resolution. There's a meeting on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, August 6th at 6:30 p.m., where members of the public can comment on the referendum resolution. I spoke with one city clerk that was able to give more context on the challenges the local government faces with their budget.
And they have these levy limits too that are difficult because, for example, healthcare costs just keep going up much higher than even inflation. So it's been a real challenge for all of the local governments to try to keep up with those expenses.
If the council adopts the resolution, voters will decide whether to approve the referendum during the November 5th election. Residents can register to voice their opinions on the resolution either in person or virtually for the Tuesday council meeting. For more on how you can register, you can access the link on channel3000.com.
Thank you, Meryl. The August primary is just 8 days away. Now, this is a partisan election, which means you can only vote for one party.
Tanisha Shaw sat down with the Dane County Clerk about what you should know before you head to the polls.
Counting down to Election Day, I spoke to election officials who says the back of the ballots look different compared to primaries prior.
Next week, in addition to voting partisan for races like the Senate and State Assembly, voters will also vote on 2 referenda.
Normally, you never have them in August. I've never seen it before, just like you don't have them in February. If there's a, so, in fact, the legislature said, hey, school districts, you have to put it on your referendum, which are usually millions of dollars, right? You put those in April or you put those in November. You can't put them in August. Well, then they did it. So it's a bit of gaming, but I consider it unfortunate. These questions should definitely be on the November ballot, but they're not.
In addition to the referenda, the county clerk also wants to emphasize the meaning of a partisan race, meaning voters can only choose one party to vote for on the entire ballot.
That was our Tanisha Shaw reporting. McDonald also said something else voters should pay attention to is the race for Dane County Executive, the only races on the ballot that are nonpartisan. We have more on the ballot on our website, channel3000.com.
The markets were way down today. Dow down more than 1,000 points at a loss of 1,033 points. The Nasdaq was down 576 points and the S&P 500 was down 160 points. Now, just in a few minutes, we'll explore what exactly happened and what you can expect next.
That's right. Moses Altsek will be our guest. The Dow, as Brady was just saying, closed down 1,000 points. It was the worst day on Wall Street in 2 years. It all started in Japan. Their market had the worst day since 1987, sliding 12.4%. It's all stemming from a fear that the U.S. economy is slowing down after the Fed failed to cut interest rates last week.
If you are a long-term investor, take a deep breath. It is very scary, I get it. But if you're investing for decades in the future, even if you're 60 years old, you stay still, you do nothing. You try to maintain your game plan.
Wall Street has been concerned about how policies coming out of November could impact markets. The sharp swings for stock prices could affect the election itself, according to some experts. Well, right turn alert, totally different subject. When we come back, find out what movies soared and what movies flopped at the box office this weekend.
I saw one of the flops. I'll tell you more about that. We'll look at the box office on the Loper Report when Live at 4 continues.
Let the design team at Wanakee Furniture ETC help you find your inspiration and transform your room. Every style, every budget, our creativity, passion, and expertise will help you design your dream space.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
Are your home's tired, leaky gutters saying, rain, rain, go away? Is your basement at risk of flooding? To the rescue, Fry Construction and our absolute gutters. Our gutters are custom fabricated on-site for a perfect, seamless fit that's engineered to excel. Wishing for a break in the clouds? How about a sunny 29% discount on our absolute gutter system? To get this great deal, visit fryconstruction.com today to schedule your roof or siding replacement.
Outlets at the Dells, an attraction not to be missed. With over 60 of the world's biggest brands, we thrill family vacationers, trendsetters, and all who love a smoking hot discount. We're all about the thrill of the deal, the joy of finding the thing you forgot to pack, the backpack that the kids really, really want, the sneakers that make PE class the most awesome, and the discounts that no one else can touch. Get the first day look they want and save up to 70% off on everything for back to school. Visit outletsatthedells.com for coupon and details.
Some things are big, others are huge. It's Empire Today's half-price sale. Get $2,400 of flooring for $1,200, $5,200 for an amazing $2,600. That's half the price of your entire purchase. Shop for carpet, hardwood, vinyl, and laminate right from home and have it professionally installed. Don't miss Empire's half-price sale. Schedule now.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
Service and savings. It's Woodman's.
Hi, we're the Woodmans. I'm Clint.
I'm Phil, saving you big-time money on honey and tea.
12-ounce Bargain Bee honey, just 2 for $5. Or 20-count Bigelow tea, 2 for $5.
Hi, Caramba, hot prices on honey and tea.
Bargain Bee, 2 for $5. Bigelow, also 2 for $5.
Enjoy honey and tea season and save lots of money.
Better products, better prices, better service, because we're employee-owned.
It's Woodman's.
Let the design team at Wanakee Furniture ETC turn your design dreams into reality. With customized solutions and quality products, our passion and expertise will help turn your room into a dream space.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
New at 5, the internet holds everything, the good, the bad, and the dangerous. We'll show you how a new bill aims to protect your kids online, keeping them safe from what lurks just a click away.
The First One weather team have been tracking alert day conditions for the past few days. For tonight, coming up at 5, I'm going to be breaking down 2 possible rounds of storms that could bring severe weather to the area.
School's almost here, and we're helping kids get ready. We're stuffing the bus with school supplies for kids in need. We'll show you how the community is coming together. Tonight at 6.
Well, it was one of the best opening weekends for an R-rated movie.
And writer-director M. Night Shyamalan's newest release. It's all on today's Loper Report.
Hey, Susan and Brady. Deadpool and Wolverine made another $97 million this past weekend to win the box office once again and to become the highest-grossing R-rated movie in just 10 days. The other new film of the weekend, Trap, struggled in its debut, making just $15 million.
I see dead people.
Writer-director M. Night Shyamalan is known for his horror films and thrillers that often have a twist, with The Sixth Sense in 1999, followed by Unbreakable and Signs. This past weekend, we have the newest Shyamalan film, Trap.
Thank you. This is literally the best day of my life.
The film follows a dad, Cooper, played by Josh Hartnett, taking his daughter to a concert. But the dad may not be who he says he is.
What's with all the police trucks outside? The cameras everywhere, Jamie.
I'm not supposed to tell. You know, the butcher, the feds or whatever heard that he's gonna be here today. So they set up a trap for him.
After learning Hartnett is the serial killer law enforcement is looking for, the movie becomes a cat and mouse game between Cooper and the cops.
Shoot left. Where should I put her?
Thank you.
This individual that we're searching for won't panic.
Hartnett turns in a captivating performance, but the thrills are more perfunctory than gripping. The first half is good, pulpy fun to see how Cooper will get out of his predicament.
You're acting weird.
But the second half is far less interesting as M. Night fumbles the movie. There is some fun to be had in Trap, but it's not worth rushing to theaters to see. Wait until Trap is at home on streaming to watch. For Live at 4, I'm Will Loper.
And you agree, that's almost exactly
Yes.
what you said.
I saw it. Nothing happens in that movie. But you know what? I had like a $20 glass of wine, so it was fine.
Yeah, so it was all fine.
It was theater prices.
You and Will are on the same page.
When we come back, a global market sell-off raises fears of a looming recession.
After the Dow has its worst day in nearly 2 years. What happened and what does it mean for all of us? Moses Altsek from the UW-Madison School of Business will join us to talk about it when Live at 4 continues. We'll be right back.
Look, here's a phone company who wants us to use our phones less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us. It's a free ride. But I already paid.
About our designer kids package or free lens upgrade. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
It's a great time to have RG Heating and Air Conditioning check your home's furnace system for safety and efficiency. RG services all brands and installs quality Trane equipment to keep your home running smooth year-round. Call RG Heating and AC today.
Memories matter. This bend on Cox Hollow Lake was one of Dad's favorite fishing holes. Crest Funeral and Cremation Service helped us make sure he's never forgotten. Making it personal. It's how you heal. We are Crest. We truly believe your memories matter.
Joe Biden made Kamala Harris border czar to fix immigration. First, she ignored it.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
At some point.
Then she just lied.
The border is secure.
10 million illegal immigrants. Migrant crime out of control. Fentanyl kills thousands.
We have a secure border.
Kamala Harris. Failed, weak, dangerously liberal.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
We realize some home maintenance jobs aren't worth the risk.
That's when we call a leaf filter to protect our gutters.
Leaf Filter's patented filter technology keeps debris out of your gutters for good, guaranteed. Call 833-LEAF-FILTER or visit leaffilter.com.
It's time for good news, Madison.
Jazz at 5 this year is at the South Hamilton side of the Capitol lawn. Our artists come from a variety of backgrounds, whether it's students, seasoned performers, national performers, and performers from all over the region. You can find more information at our website, jazzat5.org.
And that is Good News, Madison, brought to you by Don's Home Furniture.
Our phones were made to help us connect, and somehow they've made us less connected.
Which is ironic.
Don't you think?
Oh, I love this song so much.
Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Oh, there we are in Las Vegas. It is 108 degrees and sunny with a heat advisory, of course. It's been hot there for quite a while.
Well, as we said at the top of the show today, they're calling today Black Monday after an historic global market plunge earlier today.
The Dow dropped 1,000 points amid worries about a slowing U.S. economy.
Moses Altsek is a professor at the UW-Madison School of Business. He's our business expert. Hi, Moses.
Hello.
Good to see you again.
Hey, it's good to be back.
Welcome back.
Okay, thank you.
So this all started overnight in Japan. What triggered this? What happened?
Well, in Japan, things are a little different, right? The value of the yen is, perhaps too high compared to the dollar. They increased interest rates. Inflation did not respond as expected. And, when the stock market in Japan, which had its worst day ever, when that happened, there were other regional Asian markets that responded accordingly. Things are not the same here. So I know they're calling it Black Monday, but only the youngsters who don't remember when the stock market dropped by 25% in 1987. And I called my local TV station to see if the number was right. So we're nowhere near. This is not, I know it's 1,000 points, right? But it's not even in the top 100 drops in the stock market. So
that's reassuring.
I know it sounds like a really serious number, but it's proportionately at least it's not as bad as it sounds.
Yeah. So it seems like this all started with that lower than expected jobs report last week. So why did that spook investors then?
Well, it's funny because it's not really clear what's going on here. Certainly the lower than expected jobs report, it's not that a lot of companies are firing folks. There's some layoffs. But actually, if you look at the net sort of numbers, there's more jobs being added than being lost. It's just that fewer jobs than expected were added. Why? Well, there's a lot of new people who entered the workforce, which is not sort of accounted for by these numbers. There was a Category 5 hurricane in Florida in July. That may have affected these numbers. So it's not a really clear-cut picture. Also, people expected the Fed to cut interest rates, and it didn't. And a lot of people are thinking, he missed the boat. It's behind the curve. And, he missed the boat on raising interest rates when this whole thing started, right? So the Fed is always a little slow. It's gonna, it's probably gonna happen in September. but people are getting nervous about perhaps the possibility of a recession.
Right, the R word, right. There's a lot of talk now about a recession. Is that what you expect could happen?
Well, you know, the possibility of a recession increased some, but it's still, analysts still say there's about a 25% chance that a recession will occur, which is, you know, which is not horrible if you think about it. Now, recessions are inevitable, right? This is, I mean, they happen in the economy no matter what. It's a sure bet, just like winter comes back. The recessions come back. But, you know, let's not think about the Great Recession, you know, that we had before and 10% unemployment. That's not the kind of recession that we're expecting. If it happens, remember, 25% chance. The United States still has a stronger economy than most developed countries, we're doing okay. We may be slowing down a little bit. Maybe a cut in interest rates is going to jumpstart the economy. There's going to be some more hiring. So let's not count this out yet.
So hopefully everyone at home can take a few breaths.
Exhale a little bit. I know that's very reassuring to hear.
Yeah, people should not check their stock portfolio or their retirement savings every day unless they're going to retire, you know, next year, in which case they probably shouldn't be in the stock market in an aggressive portfolio. But there's really nothing to worry about just based on, you know, today. And panicking is the worst thing you can do, right? When it drops, stay put. Don't sell at a low price and then buy at a high price. It doesn't make any sense. So don't panic. We're going to be okay, folks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for
Great
having
to see
me
you,
with us.
Moses.
Good to be back.
Well, we could be seeing some severe weather later today. Alex is keeping an eye on the First Warn forecast. Alex?
Every move watching here on the First Warn weather team. We have a warm front that's stretched across southern Wisconsin, making temperature differences from near 90 in Dubuque to the low 70s by the time you get up towards Marquette and Green Lake counties. Even here in Dane County, we've got 77 in Waunakee compared to the low 80s in southern Dane County. It's this warm front that may bring us round number 1 of thunderstorms tonight. With our dew point temperatures near 70, we have plenty of humidity, at least from Madison and points off towards the south and west. Expecting at least 2 rounds of thunderstorms tonight. Round number 1 a little less certain than round number 2. Any hazard is possible tonight. Strong winds, heavy rain, hail. The tornado threat is not out of the question, especially this evening. No storms over Dane County right now. That could very well change here very quickly this evening. We're keeping an eye off towards the north and west, and this is kind of a busy map. We are looking at the potential of a watch being issued to the northwest as thunderstorms pop up. See this line right here as I draw it? Oh, really follow it here with my hands. From northeastern Iowa going right down into Dubuque. That is that warm front. That is that zone where we could be looking at thunderstorms to pop up this evening. Future track shows that by 8 o'clock as that warm front moves right back into southwestern Wisconsin. That line could briefly bring us that tornado potential. More likely is widespread thunderstorms through the rest of the night, posing heavy rains, gusty winds, could have some hail with these lines of thunderstorms as well. But really the main threat is the heavy rain. That slight risk across all of southern Wisconsin. Heavy rains, 1, 2, 3 inches. Madison and points to the north where we have flood watches. In fact, areas towards Janesville and far southwest Wisconsin may skip out on this heavy rainfall event over the night tonight. Again, recapping our risks here overnight are wind, rain, and the possibility of hail. We'll be right back.
Introducing the new Sushi Lover Madison. All-you-can-eat sushi and hibachi at an amazing price. Now open at Westtown Mall for lunch or dinner. Be sure to try Sushi Lover Madison.
If you're about to replace your roof, stop. There's a solution about 80% less expensive. 9 out of 10 roofs can be saved by RoofMax. Guaranteed to extend the life of your current roof by 5 to 15 years at a fraction of the cost of a new roof. RoofMax's deep penetrating power restores flexibility and water protection. Nobody wants to replace their roof. Restore it instead with RoofMax for 80% less. Call now for a free roof inspection.
Shop from the largest selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs in Wisconsin at Bergstrom Chevrolet. All with Bergstrom's negotiation-free upfront pricing, including our exclusive 7-day price protection and money-back guarantees. Stop in or shop and purchase at BergstromChevrolet.com.
Kamala Harris has taken on gang members to get justice for victims, taken on big banks to pay back people they ripped off, taken on drug companies to cap insulin at $35. Now she's running to take on greedy corporations who jack up prices to lower everyday costs for working families. They're spending millions on ads attacking her because she'd be a president who fights for you. FFPAC's responsible for the content of this ad.
Introducing the new Sushi Lover Madison. All-you-can-eat sushi and hibachi at an amazing price. Now open at Westtown Mall for lunch or dinner. Be sure to try Sushi Lover Madison.
Coming up tonight at 5, using Future Track to track 2 rounds of possible thunderstorms, what impacts they bring to southern Wisconsin in a few minutes.
Then how a new bill would protect your children online, keeping them safe from what lurks just a click away. That's coming up next.
The nation's top call for action team is going strong at News 3 Now. With nearly 400 cases closed and over $700,000 recovered. If you need help moving forward, call for action only on News 3 Now.
Take a look at this. Pacifico was the scene of the World Dog Surfing Championships. Oh, they're very talented. Spectators got to see the world's coolest dogs out in the ocean. You know, hanging 8, surfing that is. The furry friends were judged on surf style and substance. Even better than I can do.
They have a little handle on the back of their life jacket. They just pick them right up off the board. Look at this guy. That looks like Tate.
I like that. We'll be right back.
Champion's big window sale is back.
Do you have ugly, hard-to-open, drafty windows? Now is the best time to buy new Champion windows. Because when you buy 2, you get 2 free. Buy 2 Champion windows, get 2 free? I guess that means if you buy 4, you get 4 free. Buy 6, get 6 free. Buy 10, get 10 free.
Hurry, Champion's Buy 2, Get 2 free sale is for a limited time.
Great job, everybody. Thanks.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
GA, the advanced form of dry age-related macular degeneration, can irreversibly damage your vision. It can progress faster than you think. When GA threatens your eyes, take a stand. Slow GA with Syfovre. Syfovre is an eye injection that was proven to slow damaging lesion growth over 2 years with increasing effect over time. It's the only FDA-approved treatment to slow GA in as few as 6 doses per year.
Don't take Syfovre if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye that may include pain and redness. Syfovre can cause serious side effects such as eye infection and retinal detachments, severe inflammation of vessels in the retina which may result in severe vision loss, wet AMD, eye inflammation, and an increase in eye pressure. Most common side effects are eye discomfort, wet AMD, small specks floating in vision, and blood in the white of the eye. Tell your doctor right away if you have any side effects.
Every moment counts. Act now to slow GA with Syfovre. Ask your retina specialist about Syfovre.
Certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
For Imprint certain?
Certainty matters. 4imprint is your home for promo gear to wow clients and inspire your team. Check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
We've all seen these ads by Senator Baldwin attacking me. She's lying to you. But that's what career politicians do when they get in trouble. The truth? I was born and live in Wisconsin. I've never run a nursing home, and of course I believe seniors should vote. The false attacks are going to keep coming because she has nothing to run on. Her record has failed us on inflation, the border, and crime. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message for this reason. It's time for change.
And that wraps up Live at 4 for the start of the work week. Brady's in the newsroom with what to expect in our coverage moving forward. Brady?
Tomorrow on Live at 4, Dr. Jeff Potoff from UW Health is here to talk about the latest health news that affects you. And next at 5, the first reported cases of West Nile in Wisconsin this year. We'll show you what DHS is saying. Hey, thanks for watching Live at 4 today. We'll see you back here tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right after this.